Sex and violence. How to deal with these evergreen requirements. When it comes to these hot items, there seems to be an absolute division between the world of the stage and that of the screen. On screen, all is allowed, given the local censorship or guidelines in force, as the audience happily watches the knife slide into the body or, something else sliding in. All is allowed, as the audience members know that it is not actually happening at that moment, and that with all sorts of camera tricks available, and the use of stand-ins, they are not actually seeing what they are watching up on the screen, but seeing a facsimile of it. At least, they think so until the film's publicity department starts spreading dark rumors about how the stars were perhaps really doing it. Frankly, a lot of films these days rely on plenty of gore and titillation for their youthful audience to scream and giggle at. It will be acceptable for them, because deep down they know that somehow it has been faked. The same is not true of a theater audience. If one actor on stage really slaps the other actor, and the audience hears a loud noise and sees a large red mark appear on the other actor's cheek, then the whole play will stop for a lot of the audience members. They will start to think, I bet that hurt, and then they will wonder if the same thing happens every night, or whether the actors tonight are just doing it for real, because they are upset with each other. The audience will then drift off to thoughts such as, do they do it every night? Did they do it all through rehearsals, or just leave it to the first night? All this time, the play will be continuing without the full attention of those in the audience distracted by the reality of the violence. No production team would dream of allowing actors to experience actual pain night after night in the theater, although those working for the screen are not so squeamish, and actors are expected to put up with quite a lot of real discomfort for certain shots, and no matter how incredibly real it might look, the audience knows that it is not so. They know that it is a trick knife that cuts a throat, that the gun is firing blanks, and that the blood is fake, and so on. This illusion and trickery should also be applied to the sex scenes. This seems strange at first, but the more real violence, or of course sex, there is on stage, the more the theater audience members get distracted by it. If they see a passionate, all-encompassing kiss, they start to wonder if the actors really fancy each other. Maybe they like each other too much. How do their partners feel about that? Would it not be strange if they really hated one another and had to do this passionate kiss every night? All these are true reflections, but they stop the audience from following the play. Nudity has the same effect, where the reality of the bodies on view can quite upstage the erotic intention, whereas partially unclothed bodies are very exciting indeed, as the world of striptease has always known. Onstage, the weird conclusion is that for the audience to follow, believe, and not be distracted by the sex and violence on display, the actions have to be hidden or cheated. A slap then that does not lead to a reddening cheek, but is done in a technical way, allows the audience to know there was no real pain involved and will let the play continue happily. And a passionate embrace that does not involve tongues allows the audience to keep inside the reality of the situation, and to follow the actor's journey, unimpeded by distractions of truth.